Welcome back, engineers. Last episode, I spent an hour getting oil into storage, and then I realized I still needed circuits. So I stopped there. Pitiful, I know, but I needed the sleep. This time, I'll actually set up basic oil refining. From that, I'll make sulfur, sulfuric acid, and plastic. With those, I'll get green and red circuits online and finally unlock blue science. It won't be the cleanest build, but being the lazy engineer that I am, I'll borrow some designs from another map, make a few adjustments, and the factory will look a little less like spaghetti. Just a little. By the end of this session, blue science will be running. The next goal will be to build a tank and start clearing out biters. After that, I'll need more power, and rocket fuel will be coming up soon. For now, let's get into how blue science comes together.
Alright, as I recall, we are now down to where maybe we can do some of these. Yeah. But we kind of need to get blue science on board. Go ahead and queue up some stuff that we can queue up. So we're not sitting on our laurels here. At least it's doing something. Alright, so that's working. Yay. Yeah, seems to be working good. Should be, yeah, it's eliminating the science in here like I had hoped. Yeah. Very good. Alright, so blue science. I think I have a blueprint for that. We can at least get started. But right, it needed circuits, and so we got to get red circuits going. Okay. Where are we going to put that? We need plastic then. So let's get all that set up. So we've got, I should have, note that I've seen those. Should have access to the refinery, yeah, and the chemical plant, yeah. So we'll go ahead and put those on the hot bar here somewhere. Very good. Chemical plant, there it is. Okay. I believe the plan was to kind of do that stuff up here. Past the mall. How's the mall coming along? Looking pretty good. Yeah. Starting to fill up. Yeah, we're getting flamethrowers in here. Actually, I'm going to let it make like 3 stacks of flamethrowers. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll make it 1 stack still, I guess, because probably plenty to get started once it's filled up to that point. So yeah, everything's filling up. We're starting to get train cars. Very good. Still don't have any train engines. We don't have any engine units. Because why? Well, I guess it's making them. Let's make them a little bit faster. There we go. Go faster. Slightly. Ish. Seems to have all the materials. Alright, so it's got to fill this up before that'll fill up, and then it goes here instead. Right. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, and then I've got 10 of those. Let's get 10 more. It's gonna take more. Alright, so I just picked up more of these here refineries and chemical plants because they're going to start building that out. And where's my I think I missed it. No. There it is. I think we'll just stick this right in here. Let's just clean up these rocks and these trees. There we go. Alright, we're kind of do this, at least a miniature one right here. Alright, so we kind of want to plan on bringing, I guess trains will come in over here. And we're going to have to deposit all the ores and things right in here. If I keep this kind of above the mall, it shouldn't get in the way. So we'll try to go to the right more. Okay. So we'll just say this is kind of tentatively where we're going. Alright. Clear out some more of this. Drop all this wood off. And the telephone pole box. There you go. I guess we need a bigger box here. That's a lot of telephone poles. Sure, let's make one. There you go. Gives us some more room. I guess I might as well pick up some telephone poles while I'm here. Pick up 150 of them. There we go. I'll give it some room. Alright, so back to this. So we want to do that. Maybe we don't do that. Maybe we just do this. Leave a space in between. Start with 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start with 6. Okay. Okay. So we'll put some pipes here. Go. And so do an undergrounder right to there. Dink. And let's come down here and get some more pipe and stuff. More pipe. Yeah, give me a bunch of those. And a bunch of those. Okay. Okay. Oh, and then we're gonna need. Do we have any better telephone poles now? We do have these. Alright, so let's just, I guess pick up some power here. We'll string it up here. There we go, it's in the area. Okay. And how much does this cover? Better than a regular one. Kind of, well, it doesn't need. On there. Okay. So that fires them all up. Now they've got oil. Maybe. Why do we not have oil here? Oh, because we've reached the limitations of the device. Wait a minute, do we need the pumps? Pump, pump, pump. Yeah, I got one here. I guess we put one there. do you not have oil? Oh, because they're backwards, derp. There it is. Okay. Nice. Alright, so we need to store that up somewhere. Well, we just need like a place to measure it. So we'll measure it right here. Alright. There it is. Okay. And I guess we'll use green for this. I'm gonna hook that up to, we'll say, it's too far for that one and that one. We can go to that one. We'll bring it over here. Okay. Later. So we've got that much CO2 in the tank. Very good. Alright, so then we need to make things out of this. Now, we have some coal here. Although at some point I want to switch this off the coal. But we are going to need whatever coal we have. So assuming the trains kind of come in over here, I guess we could split off of this to get our coal. Let's clean this up. Wow. And this is done, right? Yeah. Yeah, so now it's overflowing towards the mall. That's good. Yeah. So I guess we could split off of here, assuming that the coal train's probably going to come in back here somewhere. Let's split over this way as far as we can, but before the mall. So maybe like right here. So we'll do that. And we need to bring it up in this area. So I guess I'll bring it up to there for now. Okay. Because at some point we're probably going to start processing other things there, like fuel for cracking and stuff. Or maybe we'll go left with it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah. Or we can go up with it. Come off the other side. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so let's do our basic processing in here, I suppose, then. So if we want... just look at these things. Circuits are easy, but we need plastic for that. And plastic requires coal and petroleum. And we also need sulfuric acid, which is going to require that. So we need to make some sulfuric acid and some plastic. Let's start with sulfuric acid, just so we have a tank of that sitting here. Do I have lubricant yet? I do not. But that'll also go here. All right, so we want to make some sulfuric acid. We probably won't need a ton of it, but I'm going to go ahead and make, like, at least to start, 2 things. Okay. All right, so we'll do some... That means we'll need iron up here, too. Sulfur... Well, we don't need that right away. We need the sulfur. Water and petroleum. Now, that said, where are we going to get water? Because that's a little ways away. In any direction. Yes. So we need to get water here somehow. Well, maybe. It's our first train? I don't know. I hate to use a train just for that. But we'll do it eventually. Maybe, sort of. Well, we're gonna have to get water from somewhere, and over here is the best spot at the moment, so... Let's pull water out of here, I guess. Means I'm gonna need one of these. And I guess we'll just stick it right there. How far do we need to go? Quite good. Okay, so we'll bring it this way. And of course, we're going to need a pump at some point. Alright, so there should be water here. There is not. What's going on? No, it didn't make this jump. Somehow, it didn't work. Anyway, there we go. Now we got water. All the way up to here. Yes. Okay, very good. So, sulfur itself does require water and petro. Here's the water. Of course, then you've got that issue. Okay. There we go. And then we can just turn that around, come into here. There's our petro, and then our water. There we go. Alright, So we'll just dump that into a box for the moment. Actually, let's do this. Okay. There we go. Cool. And we'll put it here. Oh, that's bad. Alright, I'm just doing this so I can get like some throughput into the box. And then we can use that later with like a stack inserter or something to go faster coming out. So here's our out at the moment. There we go. Okay. That'll work until we can upgrade things. So 4 of those should be plenty, I would think, and then we'll get a full box of sulfur going. So just stick the rest of my sulfur in there. And then we want sulfuric acid. That requires iron, which we do not have up here. Not sure we even want it up here, honestly. But maybe we got coal here. I guess we could burn some just for that purpose. Like do a little mini stack? Sure. Okay. Let's say we just take like this little bit here. And we'll do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 8. And 12. Let's go with 12. Sure. 1, 2. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. pipe to ground. Oh shit. There's a miscalculation there. Alright, let's see what we end up with there. Yeah, I got a pipe in the way. Okay. That's already stretched to the max. Alright, let's just work around that now. That's the trouble, it ends right there. There we go. Cool. I think that works. Alright. Oh, we need some more parts. Luckily, we're right here by the mall. Grab those. Those. Some of those. Got blue arms yet? Yeah, we do. Grab some of those. That works for the moment. Okay, so we just got to get some iron bits up here. Iron ores. Gonna detract a little bit, but let's just say we shift it to the right. And we need to bring it in here. Go. Okay, so out of here then we will get iron ore. And now we need to create sulfuric acid. Right, and that is iron plates, sulfur, and water. Which we have water, we have sulfur, iron plates. Okay. So thinking we combine these two into a single belt. Okay. Well, that's going to get interesting, isn't it? So if this is sulfuric acid, you just need to get water out here, and the sulfur comes out here. I think I like this better. Or, yeah. Like that. Okay. So we just have to get water in here. Well, basically we do that. Okay. And then we underground this. Somewhat stackable. And we have this problem. Yeah, there we go. And then we can just do this. Okay. And do that. Okay. There we go. Making sulfur or sulfuric acid. Alright. Sort of. But this guy can't keep up, right? Oh. Because we don't have enough source oil. Okay. So this has to be bigger, obviously. Oh, what happened here? And I guess we can just copy this now. Go with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 12. So, go with that. That's the rate that they do this. 45 times 5. That's 9 per second. So 9 times 10 would be 90. 108. So call it 100 per second. And then this consumes 30. That's about even. Alright, so we need to add. We want to get ahead of it, actually. So let's add some more out here. That should be just enough to get ahead of it. Yeah, it's building up now. Maybe? I think it's not quite keeping up. We do more about our grabbers. Yeah, let's get those in there. I think we're getting close to what we can actually do without blue science. Yeah, it's getting ahead of it. We're up to 300 now. We were below 100 before. It's 500. Okay. So it's just ahead of it. It's not probably enough to make plastic as well. Oof. Okay. So I guess we're looking at doing a plastic factory over here or something. I guess we could and then ship them down one. Yeah. We could. There's no mobs over here that I can see. So, all right, let's do plastics over in this area. Well, we'll do it up here and then we'll ship it down here for circuit assembly. Yeah. Okay, that works. I like that. That said, not sure that's enough. But we'll see. We'll ramp it up some more if we need to. We're definitely making enough sulfur. But it's not fast enough coming down these belts. I should grab some red belts for this because we're already in that territory. I have 100 red belts. Oh, we don't have splitters yet for those, do we? Yeah, we do. Okay, that's all I need. Alright. Yeah. So, reaching into the schematic upgrades. Let's do this. We're just going to upgrade this little section right here. Get it down here fast enough. There we go. Can I make the green arm yet? I can. Needs plastic and red circuits and blah blah. Okay. So once we get the green arm research, we'll swap that out here. That should help. This little guy just not able to keep up. That's okay. You know what we could do for the moment, because this is going to become a provider chest. Do this and just inject it. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now we're making sulfuric acid with haste. More haste, I suppose. Funny thing is, if you don't offset the arms, they act funny like that. That said, maybe what we do is we do this. Yeah, we're just making enough. Looks like we could probably also upgrade this right here. So great. That we don't have the undergrounders though. Shoot. I can't make them. I need iron. Okay. Need one more. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. There we go. Alright, so now I can upgrade these. Wait for those to finish crafting. Almost done with the undergrounders. Go. Of course, it replaces the ones that I don't want first. But there we go. All right. Yeah, that's better. Much better. And then we only really need this undergrounder if we're gonna keep going with it, which we could. So let's try not to interfere with that, and we'll make our plastic right here. Maybe going that direction to the right. Alright, so plastic is coal and petro. Okay. So let's make 4 plastic things. We just need to get coal to it. We're going to try to go this way. Eject the plastic out the center. Okay. Bring our coal in here, but we got to get petro in first. So let's do something like this. Okay. Power in here. Alright, that looks good. And we're gonna need coal in. Okay, comes the coal. We should start getting plastic. And let's just copy this little setup here. Okay, that gets us there. Getting plastic. Good. Alright, so I'm going to take some of that there plastic and some iron. Make me some arms. Okay, so we needed that. I think for now, probably get away with lesser belts. Alright, and then I need to pick up a schematic probably from another build to make the actual circuits, because I came up with a way that's a little better overall, I think. Let's see, did I make this? Sort of. No, I need to grab that off another map. Okay. Welcome to my Gleba hell. This is not what we came here to look at. I might even cut this out of the video, but let's see. We are looking at Novice. And we want to specifically look at this little setup right here. We're gonna blueprint this, I guess. We'll fix it up later. Like that. Alright. Now let's call this base. Our blueprint book. Circuits. Just stick it down here. Right there for the moment. Then we'll grab the red one. Do we have a blue one? Yeah, we do have a blue one. Might as well grab it while I'm here. It isn't really different than any other blue one I've done. But we'll go ahead and get it. Alright, grab that. Okay, get out of here. Okay, circuits. So we're gonna do that down, I guess right here. Yeah, maybe right here. Okay. Yeah, right here. This looks good. But we're gonna need to route some of this copper and stuff out for that. That's okay. Not sure this is gonna support it all at the end of the day. But there it is. Okay. So before we do that, go into circuits. We're gonna look at the green circuit base. Need to apply a downgrade to this. First we need to say, well, we don't want any. Oh, let's copy these. Right. Let's copy it. So greens. Yeah, I need to make a duplicate of that. Create a copy. Okay. And we'll call this green circuits. Rid of that. And we're going to be using the low end stuff for this to start off with. And then we need a downgrader. Do I have a downgrader? Downgrader. Yeah. Okay. Guess we also need to include things like green to that. And blue down to that. Yeah, that works. That works. That works. Okay, so now we go back into our circuits. Green circuits. Let's apply the downgrader. There we go. Everything's downgraded. We don't want that. Or telephone poles like that. Or any pipes. Guess we could do these telephone poles. That's fine. And there we go. So we save that blueprint. And now what do we got? Now we've got this situation where we can fix it up after we place it. We can see our inputs right here, the outputs up here. Might have to flip the output over, but that's fine. That is fine. Well, either that, or we don't stick it right quite where I was thinking, but we need to get plastic down there. So maybe that comes down. So we'll save that blueprint. Let's do the red one while we're here. Red circuits. Let's duplicate that. Actually, we should change this to what it is. Let's call this red circuits. Apply our downgrader. There we go. Yeah, that works. And I don't know what. Yeah, we don't need this. Get rid of that. And we'll have to figure out what all these things were, but there they are. Okay. I think it's plastic, copper, iron, whatever. Well, copper comes in here, obviously. But we can fix all that. Okay. Save blueprint. Alright, so before we do this, I'm going to take a little break. And we'll move on to the next video. Yeah. Alright, so we were going to put our circuits up. I've been debating exactly where I want to put those. I mean, I need this copper for that, and I need the iron. Could put it all down here somewhere. Nice to put it above this, but we got all this stuff in the way. Because it hasn't finished harvesting these spots yet, so there's that. Well, it seems to try. Should. Okay, so there's that. There's really no room up here to do this yet. I could do it back here. A little unorthodox, but we could. I didn't leave myself any room here. I used it up. That's unfortunate. Could move all this down a bit. That said, well, kind of look at this as a starter base anyway, I suppose. I could stick some of it here, I guess. Alright, we'll go with that. So in that vein, let's move this telephone pole up this way. Oops, not quite what I wanted. There we go. Pop that out. Okay, so blueprints, circuits. Let's go with green first. We're going to try to feed it left, so we're a little bit upside down from how these are designed, but that's okay. The green's coming out the bottom, so I'm going to have to flip that over. We could start those like right there. Ish. Let's just say it tentatively, that's where it goes. And then let's drop the green ones in here, see what that looks like. The red ones. Better? Same idea. And they'll fit. Okay. We may want to bring them at the bottom. I don't know. That might be the way to go. Okay. But there's really no room since I didn't leave myself any at the top. Whatever. We'll be fine. We'll work it out. So those line up basically. This is probably iron. And this is probably copper. Yeah. And this is our output. And then this right here. I guess it's plastic, but meanwhile, what do we need here? We need blue arms? No. We need a regular old inserters, right? Yeah. Let's go pick some up from the mall. Ta-da. Okay, Maul, give me... Yeah, we'll take all 50 of those. Let me just drop this coal off. Stone. Okay, so I got any wood, iron. Drop this wood off. Okay, that cleans up that a little bit. Oh yeah, I made some of these. Should put them in there. Okay, let's pick up. So we don't have any of those yet. Let's pick up some yellow arms. Don't have those either. Wow, what are they missing? Gears. I guess this needs to be a blue one to help the gear situation out. That iron's getting eaten up back here somewhere. Okay. Oh, that's fine. So, need iron. Grab iron. Belt. We're gonna need undergrounders. 20 of those, I guess. A bunch of these arms. How many of those do we need? 19. Oh wait, I have my overflow arms right here. Look at that. Let me grab a stack of those. My overflow belts. Go ahead and grab those. Okay. Why is that not making anything? Oh, because it requires blue sign. It's fine. Okay, so it's basically built now. Just have to modify it so it works right. So first things first, looks like we need to get copper into here. Trim this off. Alright, so we need copper on these two lines, and then iron on that line. And then that should yield green circuits out down here. I guess we also need to hook it up to power. Let's go ahead and get that resolved. Okay. Okay. I guess. Alright, whatever. Okay. So we need copper here, so let's just split that off. So that stack right here is going to be dedicated to this at this point. I have to rebalance the belts here. Okay. Oh, that ain't going to work, is it? Okay, so we got to do... Really, we could have done this. Okay. Do that. Okay, so we got copper going in there. Good. Okay. And then we need to get copper into here now. Kind of feel like I should take that off the other one. There we go. So each of these stacks up here will supply one or the other of these now. That helps. Okay, so here comes our copper cables. Alright, and then we got to get iron in here. So that shouldn't be too difficult. We'll just pull it up right here. Could pull it there. Feels better right there, but yeah, we'll do it here. Okay, and that should be all there is to getting that going. We should have green circuits coming out. In theory, it's balanced. Probably not perfect because I bet some of these were the faster arms, but that's fine. We'll get there. Good enough. That is missing. Oh, it's full. Okay, so they're all functioning. All right, so then the next one in is. Right, so one of these is green circuits, one of them is plastic. And actually, no, because this has its own green circuit maker. Yeah. Okay. So that's copper that comes down here. Turn this off. Alright, so there's our copper. And then we just need plastic and green circuits. So this would be our iron. And then we got to get plastic down here. I'm going to say, yeah, that's green circuit. So plastic's right here. We need to bring that up here somewhere. Bring up the side. Now we need to come all the way over to here. Oof. Spaghetti. There we go. All right. Plastic on its way. Drop off my wood again. Okay. So, yeah, I got some poles. I got those. Blah, blah. Okay. Probably okay for the moment. Back to this problem again. We can do that one. Maybe do that one. Maybe do that one. Sure. No, that has blue in it. Never mind. I think we're kind of out of stuff we can do. Yeah. Without getting blue online. Oh, okay. Here's what it is. Alright, so we're waiting for the plastic to get down here, and then we should start getting red circuits. So, alright, so there's our things. Green and red. Now that said, we could just make a snaky mess out of this and bring them up over here. Why not? And then drop them in, but there it is. Okay. And how's that pulling on our stacks? Not too bad. We're only using 1, 2, 3, 4. We're only using 4 burners for that. That's not bad. Of course, they're not fully lit. We'll see once this is all running or something. Alright, so that said, let's get blue laid out here. Alright, so blue is going to need red. I think it needs sulfur too. Let's just review that. Blue. Yeah, it needs sulfur, advanced circuits, and engine units. So we're going to have to bring sulfur down here. Somewhere in here. Well, I think we can do the same thing. We'll just bring it around next to the plastic. That'll work. Okay. To come back the other way. This is going to be a little bit hippity hop right in here, but that's fine. It'll work. Okay, so blue. Let's just place the blue thing and we'll adjust. Blue. Try to put the top factory next to that. Anyway, we need more belts, more arms, red arms. We have lots of red arms. We're going to pick up our excess. There. Pick up a stack or two of those. Let's pick these up. And we're going to need more assembly machines. Head over here to the mall and pick up some assembly machines. Do we have any ready? Yeah. Pick up those. Do we have undergrounders and stuff? Do. Pick up a stack of those. Stack of those. Very good. Haven't made it as far as arms yet, but it's fine. Very good. Okay, so given all that, this is a little upside down, right? I think this is the top, so let's undo this. But we have all the bits now for it. Put that back down. Flip it over. There we go. That works. Very good. What's missing here? 10 of those kind of telephone poles. Okay, just handcraft those real quick. And that should turn all our power on in here. There we go. Alright, so let's hook this stuff up. Now that said, this I believe is useless. Not sure what this is. I think this is for sulfur. Yeah, so we're gonna get rid of that. Means we probably don't need that. Yeah, alright, so there's sulfur. Not sure what this is about. Or why it would pass through. Same with that. Okay. And this doesn't need to be that big of a gap. Alright, so all that said, we're pretty sure this is going to be iron coming in here. We'll just drop some iron in there. Okay. And what else did we need in here? We need steel. So this is probably our steel right here, is my guess. Yeah, that makes sense. So that said, we can probably change this around a bit. Just drop a steel thing in here. Good. Okay. And then that's looking pretty good. So then I think red circuits came in here and here. So these are sulfur, red circuits, and engine units, which are already getting there. Alright, so we need to get sulfur in here, I believe. And then red circuits, we really could jump those in going the other direction for this. No reason to bring them all the way up here. So let's do this. We will, in fact, I don't think we even need this here right at the moment. I'm gonna cut this belt out. I'm just gonna flip it. Alright, and then we'll bring it out. Well, we'll get that in a second. And the same thing for this one, we'll just flip it. Okay. Good. We'll bring this out here. Bring this down a bit. Guessing we'll bring the red circuits in like right there. Okay. And then we can bring sulfur in here. So we're gonna bring sulfur this way, I think. That's gonna get in the way there. Let's turn that. Actually, that could be red circuits. I'll bring sulfur in from here. At which point, that doesn't even make sense. Okay. And then we'll bring this in, sulfur in here. In fact, I think we'll turn it right there. Bring it across. Okay. Oh, that's backwards. Okay, and that's where sulfur will come in. And then out of here, we'll get blue science. So I'm gonna copy like this little get up here. It's too far. But we'll have to move it. Stick it in here for the moment. Fine. Okay. I like having more squares in between, but that's whatever. There we go. Actually, we could do it there. Okay, so this one's going to be all about blue. Less than 3, I believe. Just the blue. That one didn't have a setting. This one's got to be blue. There. Work. That right there. Get rid of that. Okay, and then blue should start coming out of here and getting onto the line. As soon as we have enough red circuits to do that, we're gonna have to update this to go a little better, but whatever. Why is this one not functioning? It doesn't have copper cable. That's probably because these don't have enough oomph on them. Yeah. So while we're going up there, let's make some blue arms. Grab some more belts while I'm here. And we'll go up there and get our what you call it down here? Sulfur. Call it. Oh, and look at that! I screwed myself. That said, I did want to upgrade this to a green arm anyway. Okay, and then that means that doesn't have to do that. But it's not quite what I wanted. Yeah, I guess we could go like that with it. And then we'll just convert back over to this style of belt for the moment. We'll turn here. And here. Unfortunately, I think I built this to come out below. I did. Yeah, let's do it like this then. Ugh. Okay. Should be getting sulfur down here at some point. Yeah, here it comes. And there we go. So yeah, this is all just waiting on sulfur to show up, and then we got blue science. So then we're on our way to the tank, and it's time to clean up the area. So we can go ahead and queue up rockets and whatever that is, and sure, and yeah, sure. I didn't even need to make this green stack, did I? Jeez. That was kind of a waste. And really, I should have built this red stack just right over here. That's all I needed. 'Cause that's all it's for, really, is that. They're all busy. Alright, so let's get this thing souped up a little bit. Clearly, we need to pull these out faster. And at that rate, we probably need to put copper in faster. Probably need to check our power. It's getting there, huh? And then I would, well, we'll leave it at the base rate for now, just because it should be balanced for assemblers of the same type. So when this runs out, I don't think it even cares. The slow arms are probably fine because it takes so long to just craft one of these. Yeah. So we're good there. So now everybody should be working on things. Yes. Okay. It's just a matter of getting things in and out of these guys fast enough. And this guy's constantly busy, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Very good. We have enough. And at that rate, I'd almost say we should stack the belt up right here. To give this stuff more room to offload to. Alright, so that's not really what we want. So let's speed this up. So we'll speed these up. And we'll speed these up. Because we're gonna need more. Ooh. And I guess while we're waiting around, let's make some speed nodules. Leave some speed modules. These only hold 2, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 18. Okay, so there's 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. Alright, gotta work on those for a little bit. Oh, you know what? I can just pick up green circuits. Hold on. I'll speed that up. Give me green circuits, since I have so many. Let me pick up like a stack of green here. Work. Okay, so now 20 of them. Yeah, they can just go straight to them. Green circuit's already crafted. All right. And that should help speed this up a little bit. I'm going to guess. Still keeping up, though. It's good. All right. It's not awesome, but it's keeping up. And it is filling this up. And we are getting blue science, so that's good. Should start filling. And ta-da! And since this is fixed, yeah, like this ran out, it's only letting enough red in when it needs it. So let's see that working now. Alright, because we have no red in the box now. So it's only pulling in the dupes. Yeah, a little bit came in just to help it out. Keeps it up topped off. It doesn't look like you really need that much space. Probably could have just bumped it right up to here, really. Right next to it. Yeah, that time it took a bunch. Right, and see, and now it's going to get duplicates or doubles in this window, so it'll start pulling them out and then banking them here, but that's not going to last too long. And that works pretty good. Keeps things nice and clean. Yeah, and the green just ran out too, so now we're in the same boat. And gray is getting there. And blue never did get there because we're still catching up, so. But it looks like we're producing enough to maybe keep it turned on for the most part. There's a few that aren't running, but. But there we go. And now I'm gonna go get some engine units if I can from the mall in anticipation of making a tank.
So that's where we stop for now. Blue science is finally running, which means research won't crawl along quite so slowly. To get there, I had to set up refining, sulfur, sulfuric acid, plastic, and circuits. It wasn't efficient, but it technically worked, which is about all I can usually manage. The factory is bigger, messier, and built with the same attention to detail you might expect from someone who copies designs instead of thinking too hard. Frankly, it's amazing it runs at all. Next time I'll get a tank online and start clearing out biters. The factory can't expand without more room, and the locals don't seem interested in leaving just because I asked nicely. I'll also need to expand power since apparently I didn't plan ahead for that either. And with rocket fuel on the horizon, I'm sure I'll find new and creative ways to make things worse. Well, that's all for this session. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.